Hi, happy Sunday, folks. Today I want to talk about one of the tough topics in education that probably needs more discussion than it gets, and that is the issue of race in schools. Knowing how sensitive that topic can be, but still how important the topic can be, I'd just like to share an important reflection that I took away from the National Writing Project's Urban Sites Conference in Birmingham, Alabama. So over the course of about 3 days, and there was a lot of conversation about how we've had advancements since the civil rights movement, but in education, so many of the inequities that existed prior to desegregation still exist. During the conference, I heard from many educators that they were disappointed how students knew a few different players from the civil rights movement, be it Martin Luther King Jr. or Rosa Parks, but then knew very few of the other names and often didn't understand the significance of what had really happened during the civil rights movement. They couldn't, for example, speak knowledgeably about the 16th Street Baptist Church bombing, etc. So hearing that opinion several times, I was interested at the end of the conference when there was an opportunity for a number of students who'd won a writing contest to come up and read their pieces. And when the young lady who came up, I believe it was a third to fifth grade band competition that she'd won with her essay on, she read about her feelings watching the news during the Trayvon Martin shooting and subsequently waiting to find out if police were going to arrest his killer. And it was a very powerful essay in my mind, and she kept coming back to a line in her essay, how she kept thinking, this could have been my brother, this could have been my brother, this could have been my brother. And I think it was powerful for me because I think that we can be so comfortable in schools talking about racism the way it existed 50 years ago, but for a girl, a preteen student who wonders if she lives in a country where her brother can legally be shot for wearing a sweatshirt and walking through a neighborhood. I know those are conversations that are uncomfortable. At the same time, I think they're very important conversations for educators to have, because if we want to meet the needs of all our students, we have to understand when they may not feel safe. And it's also fair, I think, for them to question schools and schooling, particularly when schools and schooling are compulsory by the laws of the same nation that may or may not try a man who's shot down a black boy who is walking through a neighborhood wearing a sweatshirt. So I think the challenge here is dealing with the complexities of racism as it exists now and what we need to improve as a people or as a culture now, as opposed to telling students a historical story that things like racism and Jim Crow laws existed in the past and that now we live in an equal society. So that's a reflection from the conference, and I think it's a troubling issue that probably faces educators in an urban environment still today. Thanks as always for watching. I appreciate your comments. Happy Sunday.